Hello, good morning, everybody. How are you? This is Shamal here. Today I am going to talk about a different subject altogether. So, is a basic fundamental thing money. So, whether money is honey or money is useless thing or money is very important thing in modern days. That is what I want to know. Yesterday I made a video in Bangla, in my mother language. So, to understand what is money all about, whether you need money or not, that is what the question. Whether you want to earn money, that is the question. And how to earn money, that is also another big question. So, money earning is not that easy thing. So before that, let me explain to you what is money all about. This money is a legal tender. It's a way of exchange certain things. It is the media of exchanging your day-to-day basis whatever things you need for a society. So initial days there is a barter system. So you exchange if you have some commodity. So if you do not want, you exchange it through this methodology. Now this has been taken a different shape. So it is in the form of money. So in a democracy or any country, they have the legal tender, that is the money. So I'm not getting into the detail of what is money all about. It is there up to 3000 BC, 600 to 300 BC also. Those monies were there. It's a gold coin, sometimes copper coins. So those are very costly kind of thing that was there very much in the history of civilization. This money was very much there. Friends, I am not here going to talk about the history of money altogether, that everybody knows, probably all economists knows. Even a poor man, a beggar also knows. So even I have visited many countries in Europe. The British people, when they beg in the streets of London, they don't just like that beg like India. Just in India, there are two begging methodology. I made a video of the begging philosophy. I'm here talking about the simple begging methodology without thinking much more things. A beggar, if you think a beggar, he needs money. So in Britain, 16th, 17th, 18th century, so they used to hide those beggars. So they don't have given a kind of a free access to beg. So in present day, if you go to London, if you go to Thames River, and there are many places they play with violin, they ask you, give me one pound please. So £1 please. This is a kind of, they will play violin in front of you, and with a very proud, they are proud beggars. So now begging is also a profession by earning money. Again, I made video also on that aspect, that how begging can be make you more richer, begging can be make you more intellectual, and also this begging profession also can make somebody a Nobel laureate too. So friends, I am not getting into that begging profession. I am talking about in general, in a normal society, what is the importance of money? The money, as a great Ramakrishna told, taka mati mati taka, means in India there is a great philosopher, he is a spiritual leader, belongs to Bengal. He talks about taka mati mati taka. He belongs to, it's Ramakrishna Dev. He used to sit in the side of river Ganga, and he used to throw coins into the river. So he used to say that money is useless thing. It's like a mitti. Mitti means mud. Money is equivalent to mud. So it has got no meaning and no relevance for that purpose. So if you take, if you are not attached to the materialistic world, probably for you money is useless. But the counter question is, I told you money is there before Jesus Christ also. So the question remains unanswered. So how to survive? How those spiritual leaders, they have been surviving. So they have been surviving with gifts. Okay, there is other tendering method also is there. So those things are being as a gift. You get it from inheritance or somebody is gifting you. This is one part probably, if you see in history, that gift is still very much available probably. If you are a spiritual leader or a spiritual pracharak or something like that, you have a lot of disciples, they will come, they will give you something, so you can lead your life. But when you talk about a society as a normal person, how do you lead your life? That money is important for exchange. And money is important for individual also to earn. That is what the question. So I am not a great believer what Ramakrishna Dev has talked about. I'll say that what I want to convey. That is 1836. That is in 19th century. So he was born. He's talking about in 19th century, the money is useless thing in this world. Okay. This is fine, the philosophy, what he used to hold. Probably his objective is to not to be attached with the money too much, because he has also not given a clear-cut thought what is the attachment level one should have. That clarity also is not been given. So how much is too much? That is what the question. How much money you need for your life? So that is another $1 billion question. People might be thinking that how much money you need it. So you should be happy with a very small thing. What you need a basic place to live, something for your education, something for your kids. You need decent food, a decent shelter, and intellectual activities. That money is enough. So friends, this is one another is big debate that people talk about many issues, that how much money you need really in life. Again, if you are attached to the materialistic world, human demands are countless. So that is what I want to convey in one sentence. If you talk about 780 crores population in India, if you ask each and individual, they will have their separate demands in their life. Some might be talking about they need a simple life, they need basic things. Some might talk about many things, like, that's why you see that people are of different class. So because each individual is different, their minds are different, their intelligence levels are different. So again, coupling to that, you have the greed, power. There are many things I talked about in many videos, that if you analyze 3,000-4,000 years of history, that it is not because people want to have money for their livelihood, because when money is attached to, wealth is attached to, wealth is nothing but the money in present day time. The accumulation of wealth is directly, indirectly coming to show your power as an individual. So individual is coming into the picture. I have talked about many videos about how the monarchy, Jamindar system, bourgeois system, your imperialism. So there are many things like economic aggression. This how everything has taken place for many years, thousands of years, 2000, 3000 years, how those things has taken a step and tried to kind of make a safe of a certain time equilibrium concept like economy. So at the end of the day, bottom line is whatever ism probably is there. So finally one has to see whether everything is fine or not. That is what the main objective. So it doesn't bother to the common people that what kind of system or economy they are surviving. At the end of the day, they need that whether their basic needs and demands are fulfilling or not. That is what the main objective, and whether they have the opportunity to earn money based on their qualification, knowledge or skilled work, what they do it. This is what the simple fundamental thing. My question is little different over here. I'm talking about the philosophy of money, the attachment towards money, how much attachment you want to keep it, that is the main important. And many societies like India, you do not have the easy way of earning money, and because of that we are trying to enter into a very different kind of way of earning money, that is called the illegal activities. So earning money legally is one part and earning money illegally is another part, and that is what the black economy has been developed in many times, and it is a parallel economy. So it is a white money and it is a black money. So it is again a complex thing. Friends, I was talking about the philosophy of earning money. I talked about Ramakrishna Dev. He talked about also Joto Mot Toto Path. His philosophy, there are many ways to reach at your destination, that is the goal. So this is a great philosophy, and he's from the Hinduism. The philosophy of Hinduism is talking about many issues. So how to give and mobilize this kind of a society, and this society should be kind of a uniform society or non-uniform society. The basic line is, so one is to earn, but they have not talked about how to earn. They have always the dissatisfaction towards the money. The economics part I was trying to talk about here. The money is a kind of a driving force for the society, for an individual to lead a better life, and one must be given little opportunity or way of earning money through various means, through entrepreneurship. Sometimes you use your own knowledge and wisdom to earn money. That is the path probably one need to give. If some philosopher or some philosophy has to be injected, one cannot simply ignore the money part. If you cannot, today, if you want to do anything for that matter, your food, your shelter, your education, your healthcare, all those things is driven to money. How much money you have, that is the very much fundamental thing, and one has to earn. Now the another question is, I am talking about this, I talked about Ramakrishna. I shall talk about Swami Vivekananda over here. Swami Vivekananda is a disciple of Ramakrishna Dev. Is the closest one. He was trying to spread this message, two things of Ramakrishna Dev, and he is a greater believer of Hindutva. He is a true nationalist. That time India was under British rule. So he was trying to free India in his own way and wisdom. He is also having a lot of inertness towards the money, that money should not be given the priorities. Probably the objective is he doesn't like to attach himself in the materialistic world. I had a lot of question about the philosophy I told about in my videos. I mentioned that that if you are not earning money, or if you have a particular vision to achieve it, how do you do that? He went to America, he went to UK, globally to deliver lectures. So from where he got the money? Given a particular situation, if you do not have the money, then how do you reach it? So it is somebody is sponsoring you, or you are collecting kind of a donations, then you go and deliver lecture. But bottom line is somebody is collecting those money on behalf of somebody to reach out up to that destination. My question is very simple. Today, as an individual, as a normal person, if I have certain desire in my life, if I have to achieve it, today if I ask government for that matter, I don't have money and I have a wish and desire to do many things, will government is going to give me money? That is number one question. Number two question is, if I am an individual, I have desire to do many things and I need money, I ask your family members or brothers and sisters, for that matter, anybody, that I need this much money. How many times they are going to help me? Maybe if it is a big amount, they might back off. They might say, why do you need it? You earn and do it. It's as simple as like that. So everybody is going to take. If somebody wants to use the rational thought, that is the same logic somebody is going to use it. Why should I give money for to satisfy your wish and desire? That is the question. It is not a society something. If you want to fulfill your desire, or if you want to fulfill your aspiration to become something, if money is required, you do it yourself. But here I am talking about Ramakrishna Dev and Swami Vivekananda. Philosophically, I am not telling what they are doing it is bad or good. I am nobody to judge that. I am talking about the interpretation of your inertness of towards money, and you have desire to achieve something. There are two things over here. So, if somebody wants to have my opinion over here, so let me talk about my thing. One has to be very balanced over here. In order to reach your goal, you need to earn also. The legal way of earning money is very important. So how and which way one is going to earn money, that one has to exercise his knowledge and wisdom. Whether somebody wants to give the physical labor, or somebody wants to give mental labor, or somebody has creative things to do, somebody has due to entrepreneurship, maybe many other various activities in society, probably one can do that. There is no bindings. Maybe one can do agriculture, one can do many other issues are there. Probably one can exercise all those things and make their earning out of it. But one has to do it. That sustainability, or an individual is earning for his bread and butter and day-to-day basis activities, that is more important. So I talked about Swami Vivekananda over here, the philosophical conflict of respect to money. He is a great man, great philosopher in terms of his ideas and vision of India and the humanity. I do not have any issues on that. So money is there, probably, that money has to be respected, money has to be earned. The philosophy of begging I talked about many times. The philosophy of communism. It's a typical begging mentality, because I was involved with many associations, like, they have that attitude, you go and beg, collect money. They do not have the vision for kind of a society where individual can be given the boost to become entrepreneur with their knowledge and wisdom. That is not the attitude. That same last many years they are using the same philosophy, and in this process, when they get the power, an individual becomes so powerful. So I made also many videos that how Stalin is created, and present day many leaders. So that is created, that is I talked about. Friends, I am not going to talk about the communism, the adulterated form of communism in present day for last 100 and 150 years, how those things has taken a different shape. I will have separate video starting from Fidel Castro, before that Stalin, and present day all those political leaders who are the face of communism. I'll talk about the Raul Castro also. There is nothing, there is no problem, there is no denial on those issues. Friends, I was talking about something else over here. I was talking about the money, importance of money, the essence of money and how much money you need it. That is the main thing. So in my belief that everybody, if you have the desire and wish, you should know how to earn money. Without money, your life is useless. Let us not talk about the philosophy of the whole thing. Let us not talk about the hypocritical part about that money is nothing, it's a mitti and all those things is nothing. Even today, you need money to bury your own body. So you have to earn for that. So in Hindu Shastra, you have, when you born, so you generally at young age, you put your own small seedling, you know, when you become 80 or 90, this tree is going to be very bigger. So sometimes you say that this tree is for me to bury my body. So there are many things are there in a different religion and different rituals. All those things are very much there. Friends, I was talking about this philosophical contradiction of life. Either you talk about sannyas and all, even a sannyasi also needs money. I talked about many times. Sometimes people say that I don't need anything in my life. A lot of people, they leave the materialistic world and they go to Himalaya to become a sannyasi and get into meditation. Sometimes I say that, well, everything is fine, your philosophy is good, you are going to Himalaya and living this sansar, Maya. So you are trying to cut this Maya jal and going to the Himalaya and sitting there. You feel that this isolation is going to give you relief and give you mukti. A basic fundamental thing is from where you get your food, your day-to-day basis access. All those things, from where is going to come? So sometimes those are very, very hard and difficult questions to answer, but they have the answer. They knew all those answers, but they say till they want to get out from the system. Because I always feel those are all frustration relief. In a pressure cooker, you have safety relief valve, you try to. So up to certain pressure, it will release. So same mind. Lot of people, without analyzing anything, they leave their family and they go out and get into this meditation and they try to do all kind of activities there. So they get a buffalo, get a sannyasini, they get married, they make their family also there. Sometimes it had happened many times. Or they take the local help for his day-to-day basis activities. So my point is very simple. It is very difficult to be in isolation to become a sannyas. If you are living in a world which is actually materialistic world, you cannot be isolated from the materialistic. You cannot be deleted yourself from the materialistic thing. Yes, definitely there is a materialistic thing. There is a philosophy of your life. You have to have a balance in between two things. There is nothing called absolute things. Like I talked about in my many videos why Buddhism is not spread across the globe. There are many philosophies, it's very strong and stringent. For common people, it's very, very difficult to utilize those philosophic and take those things in their life and way forward. So that much sufferings, probably nobody is ready to take it. You imagine a situation from morning to evening in your office. If somebody, you have 10 hours or 8 hours you are working, every day you have 10, 15, 20 works is given to you, no freedom. You are not going to work for the company. I am 100% sure. What I'm trying to tell over here, your freedom is very important. That freedom for your life is very, very important, and you should have exercising your own knowledge and wisdom, that is more important. Friends, I was talking about Swami Vivekananda and Ramakrishna. I'll talk about another great personality in Europe, that is Alfred Nobel. I talked in many videos about the Alfred Nobel. Look, this gentleman is having both Ramakrishna, Vivekananda and Alfred Nobel. They are all coming almost in the same time, plus minus 10-15 years here and there. Ramakrishna lived for 50 years, Swami Vivekananda lived for 39 years, and Alfred Nobel, he lived for close to 65 years, 1833 to 1895, whatever time zone I am telling in between. This gentleman is a great innovator, great scientist, great chemist, great entrepreneur. In a few words, if I say, he has got 355 patents. He has done it, and he knows that the importance of technology. He is a technocrat. His own technology, he has established factories, dynamite, many things he has done in his life. He becomes the billionaire. So his estimated value of his assets is altogether now 400 million US dollar at present day estimate. So in 1895, at the end of his career, he established his will paper, Nobel Foundation is talking about. So he knows very well that this essence of money, the Europeans, what I'm trying to talk about, the Europeans, the intelligent people, they know the importance of money, and they know the money where to be utilized during the last stage of the life. That is what my question. In the last stage of his life he's trying to do it. His 94% of the total money he is converting in the form of the Nobel Foundation. He's trying to give 5 subjects Nobel Prize based on the credibility of this individual every year. That subject also he is selecting. He is doing everything very categorically. He knows his personal life, he was a sad man. He was because his business is basically based on explosives. So his explosives in terms of Europe, he used to sell all those explosive. That dynamite business is one of he has established company like Bofors. He joined father's business, converted steel business into different business altogether. He's earned money. People used to talk about very bad thing about him. I talked about those things in my earlier videos. His brother died because of, in Europe, in Sweden, the explosive factory blast. He died, and in later stage it was found that when he was thinking of a peace prize that is in the memory of his brother, so he is also totally against the war, and he was thinking to use those explosives for this war. Even though he was selling those things for the war, he has got his own regrets in terms of many things, his contradiction, what people have criticized him. So friends, what I was trying to talk about Alfred Nobel and Mahatma Gandhi and Swami Vivekananda, they belong to same zone, but the idea level of money earning is totally different. So different way of thinking, all sort of things. So it is important to earn money. That is what in present day I was giving some advice to my friends and all who were close to me. First of all, you have to have a guru. Your guru is important. One guide, philosopher is important, who can guide you to lead up to certain level. The way Swami Vivekananda took his guru Ramakrishna Dev, the vice versa. They reached up to certain level, is a very high level they have reached it. So you need to have a guru in life, you need to have honesty in life, and you know how to earn money. That is what it is very important to lead your life. not to be dependent on somebody, not to be dependent on society. When society has given you education and many things, you have the social responsibility to do that. Friends, I was preparing one small paper over here. I talked about Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda and Alfred Nobel over here. I talked about few things. The time they have born, the Ramakrishna 1836 to 1886, Vivekananda 1863 to 1902, and Alfred Nobel 1833 to 1896. Almost same time, different personalities, different field. They are all very qualified people. Here I talked about Ramakrishna Dev. The philosophy is nothing but the genes, the knowledge and wisdom that is transferred to Swami Vivekananda and many followers. He has carried the genes to the society for changing, for freedom movement. I talked about many issues over here. This theory is talking about Ramakrishna Dev is a nucleus and Swami Vivekananda is a kind of a plasmid that is living outside. So Swami Vivekananda is carrying the genes mean knowledge and wisdom gene of Ramakrishna Dev, and carrying this messenger as a carrier, as a vector, and he is multiplying in a bacteria. His foreign DNA is multiplying. My purpose of telling over here, if you have a knowledge and wisdom, it is not only you. That wisdom and knowledge can be transmitted to many people, and similar way exactly the knowledge and wisdom, whatever they are, from Ramakrishna to Vivekananda to Subhash Chandra to Mahatma Gandhi to Jamshedji Tata, there are many great personalities, all the scientific field, Jagadish Chandra Bose, Satyam Bose, Meghnad Saha. So many people, they are influenced by Swami Vivekananda, and from there even Tagore was influenced. There are millions of people from a big, it's a kind of a knowledge is transmitted to one to another. From there are many followers, and millions are influenced. Millions are influenced by this knowledge and wisdom. So I talked about another thing. This is the same thing I was talking. Here Ramakrishna Dev, the nucleus part where you have the chromosome and outside you have plasmid. So plasmid also got the DNA. So it's carrying the genes of. So you take out, this is Swami Vivekananda, this is Ramakrishna. So your foreign gene, your gene is taken, the good quality of Ramakrishna is taken by Vivekananda and multiplied, and that have influenced the millions, and the millions they have influenced for the Indian freedom movement and the world harmony, humanity. Many things probably has taken place for last many years. So Swami Vivekananda is one of the greatest personality over here. Friends, I was talking about this very simple thing, that fundamental thing one can utilize and exercise in their mind and to understand this thing. Apart from this money, definitely if you are a great personality, you don't have any problem for your life. But again, I want to talk about Vivekananda. Probably philosophically he is right. He has not talked about, but he has not stopped anybody also not to earn money. That is what the question. The devotee has also given the message. There is even Jamshedji Tata, if he is the follower, probably he knows how to earn money. So my question is, again, it's in a very different way. He has tried to give, not to earn money. So it might be his personal choice not to be attached to money. That is one part. Similar way, I talked about Dr. Alfred Nobel. So he has earned money, but he has left money. So he might have felt there is no way taking money to heaven, and that money to be utilized for the humanity. That is what it is more important. Ramakrishna Dev, with his few sentences, Taka Mati, Mati Taka, and Joto Mot Toto Pot. So for him, probably taka, mati, mati, taka is his own thinking. So, but Vivekananda has not talked about those issues, but he has not stopped about not to talk money. Probably in philosophy, he talked about not to be attached to things which is materialistic, much more very deeper way. That is what he has talked about. So friends, I was trying to talk about, before that also there are many issues. I want to conclude by 35 minutes gone. So there is one say, Taka lage deve Gauri Sen. So in 16th century, 1580s to 1630-35, there is a famous person in Bengal. So he used to give money to everybody. He's a very rich man. He became rich man by his heredity and hereditary from the parent, and they got money from many places. They got gold and they become very rich, and he used to donate money. So they know, and they are into Portuguese time. They have done many activities in Bengal, establishing church, Hindu temples. Many things this gentleman Gauri Sen has done and contributed. Many people releasing from the jail. So his activities are enormous, but he has earned money in his life. He has shown how to earn money. So finally want to say that you need to earn money to lead your life. Earn money honestly, not through a kind of a illegal way of earning money, not through the commission, not to extortion, not to do all kind of illegal activities. Friends, this is what I want to convey over here. Money is important in your life, but money is not the all things. But people sometimes get addicted towards many things. So attached to something too much is also very dangerous. Like that, too much love is also dangerous. Too much hatred is very dangerous. Too much everything is also very dangerous. There must be some balancing thing. There must be some equilibrium at the end of the day. That is what I want to convey over here. And once again, thank you very much for hearing this small message in the morning. Have a nice day ahead. Bye bye. Take care.